Let's give our praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the true worshippers. This is the brother Ahmad from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, back with another few minutes of truth. The truth is, these scriptures, these words, of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai keeps us going. These scriptures keeps us going, yo. I do a lot of videos like this, and I get inspired a lot, to do videos like this. And sometimes I believe I'm too repetitive, so sometimes I fight it, not to do it, and I force or at least I try to force a different, spirit of videos, different topics, dealing with or focusing on prophecies, and even though sometimes my heart is saying, do a lesson on these topics, where these pilgrim-like topics, these topics where we're suffering in the flesh, due to the conditions of the battle, in Esau's world. But the truth is, every brother has their own struggle, and on my struggle, it needs scriptures like these that that remind me that this is not my word, and I'm a pilgrim passing through, and the only thing I should be focusing on is the work of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. When scripture came to mind, I want to get it, Micah 2. My phone ain't working so well, man. The touch ain't working so well, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get something. Alright, so Micah 2 and 10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." This is not our kingdom. This is not the time for joy and mirth, celebrations. You try to make the most of it. You don't walk around in a woe is me spirit. That's one thing young brothers especially should learn, coming into the truth. It's not that we should be in a always moping around us, but this is the time, a time of sorrow, or the beginning of sorrows, I should say. So we should keep that mindset that this is not our rest, this is not our kingdom. All right, we're merely passing through. So it says, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And that destroy doesn't mean, you'll die by the gun or by the sword. That destruction is mentally. That destruction is spiritually. This place, it is rotten to the core, and it's contagious. So we have to keep that mindset where we separate ourselves. We try to be holy, holy unto these scriptures, yeah, by taking heed to these words, by taking comfort from these words, you know. Even if we have you know, families, and most of us, we know this, we live this, we see that our families, you know, they are of this world, yo. That's why the scripture say, let me just find it. 1 Corinthians 7, I think. Not sure. We shall see. I'm gonna pause it. Say book of Acts, man. I'm almost sure what I want is here. Alright, so I'm gonna start at 35. Sorry, 29. It says, "For this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away." Alright? So, for all that you have, for all that you will cherish in this world, you know, have the mindset that all of these things, both people, places, and things, yeah, they shall all pass away, you know. And if the Lord so choose to you know, save any of these people, it will be through you, and because you have been chosen, you are of the elect. So work towards that, you know. I want to get verse. Alright, let me read some more of this, you know. No, I want to jump to verse 35. It says, "And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction." All these struggles, these trials, you know, the pressures of this world are designed to do one thing, and it's that word right there, distraction, yo. It is designed, you know. Esau is a cunning hunter, yo. He doesn't have to kill you with a bullet, you know. He sets snares, you know, to trap you in limbo, so to speak, you know, keep you spiritually away from your power, to keep you polluted. That's why the first scripture I started, it says that we have to depart, yeah. In other words, we have to detach our mind. It doesn't mean that you are without love, but you must strike a balance. You must continuously search for that balance, you know, until you have mastered it. You know, as the scripture says, the race that we run is we strive for the mastery. I'm butchering that shit. Let me try and find it. I'm butchering that, yo. Alright. Alright, yeah. So 1 Corinthians 9:25 it says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Alright, that's what we are striving for an incorruptible crown. Alright? For anything that we aim for in this world, it is corruptible. That's not to say that if the Lord is blessing you, you won't you'll reject it up downrightly. And we have to be prudent. As I said, we have to strike that perfect balance, between being detached from this world, focusing on the Lord's work, and then managing and maneuvering through Esau's world. And that's what these scriptures are about. They're teaching us how to maneuver so we can endure this wicked kingdom. Let's get 2 Ezra 16. Untouchable. I see. See. Verse 40, 2 Ezra 16 and 40, it says, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. And he that occupieth merchandise as he that hath not no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain. Yeah, it's all in vain, simply because of 2 Peter 3 and 10. Oh my Lord. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. So you don't know when the destruction will hit to take away all your, these possessions, these people, places, and things that you may hold dear, Alright? So it says, in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? And it says that in verse 10 that all these things that we read about in 1 Corinthians 7 and in 2 Ezra 16, all these things shall be burnt up, shall melt with fervent heat. That's a thermonuclear destruction, that is set for this place, that is scheduled for this place, right? So what manner of person are we to be? And verse 12 has it, it says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, wherein the heavens being on fire, this world, the rulers and governments of this world shall be dissolved, destroyed, the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Alright? So, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Alright? And that is why we should have a pilgrim's mindset, we just pass through and doing what we have to do, and what we have to do is hasten coming of the Lord, lift up this banner non-stop. Alright, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. Once more, let's give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Stone. Shalom to all the true worshippers.